Hi, I'm Shove, and this is what it's like to be a female drag queen, or a female impersonator. I've literally had people come up to my face and tell me that I can't be a drag queen because I'm a girl. And I'm like, ah! People don't understand consent when it comes to drag. They think it's okay just because it's padded to come up to you and grab you, or touch your face, or grab your wig and things like that. And it's just really unacceptable when it comes to bisexuality. It's been like, it's greedy. And it's like, but why? Hi, I'm Shove, and this is what it's like to be a female drag queen. I've been interested in drag for years. I think it's fascinating what you can do with art, just everything about the entire community, being able to express yourself in so many different ways. And just as an artist, it just fascinates me. And the different styles of perception of gender and everything else, it just fascinates me. So you can't find, there's nothing, in my opinion, there's nothing bad about drag, in my opinion. It's been a few years of fascination of just, whoa, what are these people doing? And then knowing that I could do it as well. And it was like, oh my God, I'm gonna do this too. Let's go. Female drag queens was one of the first female drag queens that I ever saw was, I can't actually remember her drag name now, but I'm not sure she does drag anymore, but she was actually in heaven. She was one of the first drag queens that was a female and was in heaven, which is now where I work. And there's a very famous queen at the moment called Sigourney Beaver, who is a female drag queen in a program called Dragula, obsessed with. And she just fascinates me beyond belief because it's like, to be overly feminine and to not feel bad about that, and to be over the top about being feminine and to still not feel bad about that. And as women, we have a lot of power anyway. And I like taking that power as women and putting it towards myself and all the other women out there. I've literally had people come up to my face and tell me that I can't be a drag queen because I'm a girl. And I'm like, that's hilarious. So I do makeup just as any other drag queen. I pad like any other cis man who's a drag queen. So why is it only the men can play my gender? Why can't I play my gender? Why can't I have fun? And as I found out literally a couple of days ago, in Shakespeare is actually, the terminology is an acronym for dressing as a girl. Cool, isn't it? I found that out the other day on TikTok. I was like, this is amazing. People don't understand consent when it comes to drag, and a lot of drag and artists and performers will tell you the same. If people really don't understand consent, they think it's okay just because it's padded to come up to you and grab you, or touch your face, or grab your wig and things like that. And it's just really unacceptable. I've got it, like one of the first times I ever went out in drag, someone literally grabbed me from, I'm not gonna say it on camera. I'm not gonna say that on camera. It just wasn't pleasant. It wasn't a very pleasant experience at all. But it happens being like I said, people don't understand consent. And I'll be honest with you, the majority of the time, it's hen parties that are the worst. I'm all up for everyone having fun. If anything, I'm here to join in the fun. But there's a level, and you wouldn't just go up to someone and just touch the face when you're on the train, would you? You wouldn't do it if you're like on a bus or in a bar or something. So why is it okay as a queen? All the time. I get it all the time because it's easier, and it's like, my eyebrows are glued down to my forehead like anyone else, being like, I'm padding and wearing a bodysuit like everyone else. So why is it any easier just because, what, my genitals? That's it? It just comes down to sexism, and I'm here to challenge that. Everyone can be a queen. Everyone can go into drag. Everyone can do that. Because it's just how you perceive everyone has their own perception of drag. And because they have their own perception of drag, why can't everyone be included in that? I think that it's the most welcoming community I've ever come across in my life. Honestly, obviously there's been hiccups, but as a whole, I've been completely accepted in the community as a queer woman, and to be accepted as a queen in the queer community, it's been f***ing awesome, to be honest. It's been great. I personally have diagnosed severe anxiety. I often speak to people about the experiences that I've gone through. I speak to people about trauma a lot, and I try and be as much of an advocate for mental health as physically possible, just because there's a lot of suffering already in this world. This world can be a very place to begin with. So why, as queer people, are we not helping one another? Why, even straight, even heterosexual people, even the straight community, being like, as mental health, being like, we need to look after each other. The government don't give a about us. The government don't care about working class. Unfortunately, the NHS is in such much of a collapse and things like that. So why can't we look after one another? Okay, yeah, we do need help from governments and other sides like that, granted, but it starts with friends and family first, in my opinion. And if you know when your mate's in a terrible situation and you can't reach out to them, that's not right. And I'd never do that. I've been there sitting where I've personally lost friends to suicide, and it's horrible. I've been there myself multiple times, and I wouldn't want anyone to go through the same mental journey that I went through, because it was grim. It was grim for lack of a better term. And honestly, drag helped me fall in love with myself and really helped me fall in love with the woman that I am now. But it wasn't easy to get to the woman that I am now. It took years of therapy and just really sorting myself out and really being able to look at myself hard in the face and be like, you are a problem to yourself. And then I got there, and then it clicked, and then here we are now. A little, but my first name and my drag name are exactly the same. So I don't really feel like I have a persona. I get a bit snottier with people, but I kind of do that when I've had a gin. So that's what you see is what you get usually, and I'm okay with that. I pride myself on my honesty as well, so I'm always honest with people, and I don't really see, for me anyway, I don't really see the point in separating who I am as a drag artist and who I am as a person. Just, I'm exactly the same, just with a bit more makeup and a wig on my head. I've had it all my life where firstly being like, people are saying when it comes to bisexuality, it's been like, it's greedy. And it's like, but why? But why is it being like, just because I've got the option of all the genders rather than just one, being like, that's not my fault, you're limiting yourself. That's not my fault. So there's always that. I was told it was just a phase and things like that. Just as women and being bisexual, being like, there's a lot of straight men that are a bit peculiar about it, and it's a bit like, not going to go into details. I've literally been told, being like, as a queer person, being like, that I don't deserve to live here, being like, you need to go and kill yourself and things like that. Pretty grim, to be honest, telling someone to go and kill themselves just because of their sexuality. But hey, that's what discrimination does, and it's just gross. Being like, to have those hateful thoughts about other people, it's like, why are you even concerned? Why are you even concerned about others that much? I don't think there's anything that I would have known, but I think that nowadays, being like, there's a lot of young queer people that do live on reality television, and that's fine. Like, reality, it's not my personal thing, but reality TV's out there, it exists, etc. But a lot of the queens, not queens, being like, a lot of the queers sort of run around sometimes thinking it's very, the queer community is full of drama and gossip and things like that, when it's like, they're not really understanding where we've come from. I'm so happy to be born in this generation. So, because to be queer and open about being queer is awesome, and it's accepted generally. But like 20, 30 years ago, it really wasn't accepted, and it's like they don't understand where we've come from and how much pressure and how much sadness the gay community has had to face in order to get the acceptance that we do now. And it doesn't upset me sometimes, but it's a little bit like, But then it's also like younger, stupid and naivety. So, you know, I'm happy that people are willing to be themselves, but sometimes I just think it needs to take a little bit of a step back and really, really appreciate where we've come from. Pride is a celebration, and we still need to celebrate who we are as queer people. I love it so much. It's so open, it's so expressionate, being like, there's a queen who I work with in heaven called Athena Barbatal, and she is the weirdest queen I've ever met in my life, and in the best way possible. I'm just obsessed with everything she does. Like, she will literally come in as a walking rubber duck, or as a princess, or what was the other, or a plug hole. It was literally a plug hole, and it's perfectly sound, and and it's all these things of like the expression of, you can do whatever the hell you want, regardless of gender, regardless of how you look, how you're perceived, and no one cares, and it's boss. It's so good. I love the fact that just everyone's allowed to do whatever the hell they want, and everyone's here for judgment. I fell in love with Scousers so much, and they're the best people ever, genuinely. I fell in love with it. I came to uni here, and I fell in love with the city, and you sucked me now, so here we are. I'm here now, ready to cause mischief. So I can start whenever. Oh, wonderful. Hi, I'm Shuv, and I am a female drag queen.